It is the Jeff Dubay Show on Tuesday for me. I've got some radio habits that I can't break. You're lucky I don't give you the time. I mean, I know it might not be Tuesday. When you do a podcast, you can't. You've got to be. You can't be newsy. You've got to be topical. You can talk about the state of the wild. You can't talk about this game. I mean, we talk about games, but like if we do a game preview, what good is that tomorrow?
You would have to kind of market it so that people would know, hey, make sure you get to that right before that game. But I mean, that is something we could do if we wanted to. But yeah, you're right. It's not as fun to go back a week later and listen to.
Yeah, I mean, we like on Wild Wednesday we have general wild discussions that. I mean, I'm not gonna say they have no expiration date. I wouldn't,
Well, we usually talk about the upcoming schedule in the past week or so. So
yeah, I mean, the shelf life on some of these shows might not be as long as those, but there are shows where we just, shoot the shit, and I mean. It's like almost like riffing a little stand-up because, we're funny as hell. But, I mean, that kind of shit you can listen to anytime. But it's funny. Just to finish my disclaimer, it's Tuesday for me. I don't give a fuck what day it is for you. Just keep listening. But we're grateful to have you as a listener. And I would say if you are a listener, but, of course, you are because you're hearing me right now. Jesus Christ. So anyway, hey, let's break down the wild at the Devils tonight. No, I'm driving in today. And one of the biggest complaints about the South Minneapolis / Uptown area, apart from the hipsters and 22-year-olds in full lumberjack beards.
Did you see the front of the city pages?
No.
Lumber sexual.
No way. They got a name for it now?
Lumber sexual.
What a bunch of douchebags. I mean, seriously. I mean, there's nothing wrong with little facial hair, whatever. Do whatever you have to express yourself. You got a little beard going.
I got the beard, but I got the clean beard.
I've always got shadow because I'm just lazy. I don't like to shave. And I've always had kind of a baby face, and I don't want to look like I'm 12. So, I try to go a little scruffy from time to time. But, I mean, these like college age to mid 20s, late 20-year-old guys walking around in flannels and like the brawny paper towel beard. I mean, come on. I mean, just stop. Well, the fact that you're like the 1,000th person in your neighborhood to have it, that doesn't just make you feel a little cookie cutter? Just,
the only reason to do it is because the girls are still digging it.
How do they like it? How do they like it?
I've never done the flannel shirt, big beard thing. That one I don't know about.
I mean, I'm not above, throwing on a flannel shirt, you button up with a t-shirt underneath it, and, fall and winter months, whatever. But I mean, hey, that's my phone.
That's your phone.
That might be. Is that a booty call? I'll check that later. But it just won't shut up. Anyway, long story short, the thing in the uptown area that drives people nuts is they say you can't get anywhere. Traffic. Like when I started working at 1500, Judd would swing by and pick me up sometimes on the way because it's right there. You know where it is on University. Yeah. It was on his way. He's in St. Louis Park, but he hated having to come into uptown anytime during rush hour.
Oh, it's horrible. Well, during rush hour sucks.
But again, it's hard to get in, I suppose. I guess there are very few entrance points.
That's the thing.
Because if you're coming from the west, you got 7 and 5 kind of come together. 7, 5, and 3 all kind of come together, don't they? Excelsior Boulevard, Minnetonka Boulevard, right over there by Calhoun. So I guess that's a real point of congestion.
Well, and then the 94 exit too, where you go out of Franklin or to Lindale.
By Franklin.
Yeah, that's always horrible. Yeah. At rush hour.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess the entrance slash exit points. And no, this is not another excerpt from that book. But the entrance, and that's an inside story we're going to get to here momentarily. The entrance and exit points around here can be a pain in the ass, but I mean, like today, I'm driving in. I mean, I'm driving at 4:30. We start the show around 5:00, and it's I'm running a little late today. Then it's 4:30. I'm coming up 35W. I get off the exit. I'm not gonna tell you exactly where we are because I guess it's kind of Batcave-like. We're supposed to be all suspicious, but anyway, long story short. There's people for some reason. I mean, this is a city. It makes sense. It's set up in square blocks. It's not windy, goofy roads. It's
like St. Paul.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's not. I don't know. Did they have something they had to work around? Like, was it hilly or were they just
the drunk Irish?
Okay, well, I've
always heard.
I've heard the jokes. I just don't know if there was a reason.
No, I think something with the geographical location with the river there and stuff. It might have something to do with that.
I think they must have had something going against them. But I mean,
or they were just anti-Minneapolis, and Minneapolis had the nice grid, so they're like, screw that.
But we're idiots too, and I mean, it's something else I'll get to here momentarily. But I mean, the city is, it is what it is. It's built in square blocks, and it should be. It makes sense. But when you get into Uptown, everybody for some reason wants to drive on Nicollet, Lindale, Lake, and Hennepin. But they don't stop and realize that while you're sitting there aggravated as hell, if you take a turn and go 1 block to your left, there's a road just like this, runs parallel, and there's nobody on it.
Right.
Nobody. I mean, it's just insane how stupid people are. I mean, I'm coming in and people are, you get off the freeway and you head west, and all of a sudden you come up to Nicollet, and it's just people are honking and screaming, and you got one way this way and the left turn only, blah blah blah. It's just fuck this. You go straight for one more block and take a right. There's nobody.
It's easy to avoid.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's just people are so dumb. So I mean, I go past Nicollet, and then I'm going 60 all the way up Pillsbury. I mean, just pick a road. They're everywhere, and there's nobody on any of them. So people just gotta relax around it. But
the nice thing about Uptown anyway, or this neighborhood too, is you can walk anywhere you gotta go anyway. Yeah, that's what people live around here for.
And buses.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And mass transit. You don't really have to drive around here, which would be. I've never lived that life. I've always lived suburbs or St. Paul, where you have to have a car.
Yeah, I was the same way my whole life, and then obviously things changed for me a little bit. Circumstances changed, but when I was living, this is. I mean, you want to talk about a hellacious commute? I was working it down in the valley, in Golden Valley, 55 there.
Yeah.
And I was living in Coon Rapids, all right, and busing.
Nice.
It was 4 buses, 2 hours each way. So I was spending 4 hours a day on the bus. I would get up and leave, and I would be back 12 hours. I would get home 12 hours later.
No.
For not a real good job. But I mean, to go from like suburb to suburb is a goddamn nightmare, because you pretty much have to go into a hub somewhere and then back out to the suburbs. So I had to go from Coon Rapids, like to Southdale, to downtown, then out to 394, and then some little fucking bus takes you up to Golden Valley. It was 4 fucking buses. I mean, it's just a nightmare. But so anyway, I moved to the Lindale Lake neighborhood. Not really uptown, but Lindale Lake. It's actually, I think it's even better. But it's just like 3 blocks away. Why do we need names for all these neighborhoods?
Gotta have our little neighborhoods.
Oh, whatever. So I'm in the Lindale Lake area, and I'm getting ready to go do the show at 1500 with Judd. And I got my map. My route all mapped out with the buses. It's my first time, coming from this location, and I wind up missing the bus, and I freak out, and I called, Judd, I missed the bus. I can't be late for this. He swings by and gets me. By the time he gets there, I'm like, this was the dumbest thing ever. I'm telling him, there's no such thing as missing a bus. There's another one like in 2 minutes. Like if you're in Coon Rapids and you got to go somewhere, and it's 4 transfers, and you miss one bus. Forget it.
You're out. You're waiting an hour at least, right?
Yeah, it's like being snowed in Memphis. Just fucking curl up and wait for tomorrow morning. But I mean, there's no such thing as missing a bus. It's like I was saying.
You mean in the cities?
Yeah, in the cities. I mean, it's like I didn't know. It was
Except for when it gets to what, midnight or something, when they stop.
You know what?
That's your only problem, real.
You know what? Yeah, the 18 that goes up Nicollet, goes right by us here and then goes right downtown, right at the mall, all the way to the library. That fucking thing goes like till 4. That thing might go all night long.
Okay.
I mean, it slows down eventually, but like my first day, I was going to jump on that bus, take it downtown, then what is it? The 3 or the 5? No, the 16 or the 50. What goes up University?
I don't know any bus number.
Well, whatever.
Not
okay,
a
well,
single
it's the
one.
bus that used to go up University before they built the light rail. And so I missed the 18 that goes downtown. And I'm thinking, what the fuck am I going to do? And by the time Judd got there, 3 18s. It was like a shuttle. And I mean, it was. There's just no myth. It's easy to get around when you're in this area. At least I think it is. Now, but before you go ahead and lambaste the drunken Irish about St. Paul.
And I only do because my last name is McGovern, so I can.
Well, here's what bugs me about Minneapolis. And I was born in this state. I've lived my whole life in the state, and in the next 60 days, I'll probably die in this state. But there is a lot of stupidity here. I mean, there's just a lot of wannabeism, a lot of trendyism, a lot of lumberjack beardism. I mean, it's just there's a lot of joining, a lot of following that goes around, on in this area, because people, I don't know, they love to be trendy or feel trendy or whatever. I don't know. It's like the state needs an affirmation to know they're good enough, or the people are good enough. That we all.
Well, we try to be a metropolis, and we are. I mean, this is huge. I mean, market-wise, I mean, we're what, 15 in the country? I mean, this is a big.
Well, we used to be 14.
Couple of cities.
Well, yeah, I think, to be honest with you, and maybe I feel this way because I was raised here, so it's what I think of as my norm. But I think this is a perfect size area.
Yes.
I mean, it's not so large that you get bogged down. I mean, you hear about these hellacious stories of 2-hour commutes to work in L.A. when you live like 5 miles away. I mean, just ridiculous stories. I mean, and Chicago, don't get on the Ryan stick. You don't want to be on the loop this time, or whatever. But I mean, I don't give a fuck. But this town, you got some culture, you got sports, you got an airport. These are good things.
You've got everything you need. The only thing is the weather. But like everybody always says, maybe that's what keeps the riffraff out.
And you take the good with the bad. I mean, I mean, I know it sounds corny, but the only reason spring is so everybody gets such a fucking hard on for spring. Spring is rainy, cold, shitty, and muddy. But it's great because it's you know what it was like 3 weeks ago.
Yep. I mean, it's only because it's like, not what it was.
It's exactly. Like the chick you're nailing now. She's not that hot, but the last one was a fucking pig. All right, so you're just woohoo, you know. But here's something that's completely two things nonsensical about this city. As you drive north, as you go up, the roads go down. You know what I'm saying? The numbers.
Oh, I never thought of that.
That's so backwards.
That's very true. Why would they do that?
Because they're idiots. As you go north, roads are supposed to go up in number as you go up. But here's the even worst, dumbest, most embarrassing thing about this city.
That booty call is blowing you up, man.
My mind is racing right now. I need a break just so I can. But anyway, uptown and downtown. Has this ever bothered you that downtown is above
that
uptown?
Also does bother me.
And you know why that is? Because, I mean, now the whole downtown, uptown, midtown thing, I mean, to me, its origins come from New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, they look at Manhattan.
Right.
The southern part is downtown.
Right.
The upper part, the northern part, is uptown. And guess what they call the middle? Midtown.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really, that's rocket science. But so here's what happens, is we get this, we got a downtown area, nice metropolitan downtown area. And we get this trendy little hipster, uptown thing going on. And I mean, that's... uptown is, the pretty people in New York, except for Harlem. And Harlem's uptown. But, but basically, I think we just started calling it uptown because we're wannabes. I mean, it's like we had to give it a name. But it's South Minneapolis. It's south of downtown. How the fuck do you call it uptown? I'll tell you why. Because it's trendy. Hey, I'm going uptown. I mean, seriously.
It sounds cool.
It does sound
That's
cool.
what it is.
I mean, it's just completely
But nonsense. To me, there's nothing uptown about uptown either. You know what I mean? Like, other than just geographic location, but just the style of the culture there is not uptown to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to believe Billy Joel.
Right, and that's what I'm going on, by the way. Uptown Girl is all I'm basing this on right now, is that they're the rich ones eating the white bread, and you got the,
Yeah, exactly. And all the grungy dudes and the guys who work as mechanics, they're downtown.
Right.
I don't get it, because it's the complete opposite here.
Yeah. No, downtown's the glitz and glamour, and uptown is kind of like the hipster, hippie, kind of different, I don't know, the anti-norm culture society.
Well, that's the thing. They want to think they're counterculture. Well,
right, but they're not.
They're not. They're cookie cutter. No. They're predictable. They're boring. Shave. Just go shave. You're 27. You live in a major city. You are not a lumberjack on a reality show in Alaska. Fucking shave. Jesus Christ, you look like idiots. Everyone even looks like an absolute idiot. How much do you think I've lost in weight so far in the show?
Over the last two shows, probably at least 10.
Well, I mean, before the show started, I dropped an enormous deuce in the bathroom down the hall, and I didn't sweat a bit. I mean, I came out looking fresh as a daisy. You smell as fresh as a daisy as well. I sit down and I talk for 10, 12 minutes, and I look like I'm having a stroke.
Can't wait till we get the webcam going in here so people can see what I see every day.
You in the bathroom?
Well, no, in here.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you perv.
Disgusting.
Take a break.
Hi, I'm Terry Daniel, and I've been a voice actor in Minneapolis for over 2 decades now. How often are you getting compliments on your voice? Now is the time to do something about it. If you're interested in getting into voiceovers, please contact me via my website at universalvoicetalent.com.
I do want to do due diligence to the NCHC Frozen Face-Off, not just because they are a client of ours, but it is a fantastic event. And it is going to be at the Target Center. It's March 20th to 21st, and they've got some fantastic deals right now. Full session ticket packages for all 4 games start as low as $60, and they will have single game tickets going on sale February 23rd. You can call 1-888-9-AXSTIX, AXSTIX, or go to TargetCenter.com. Go to the Target Center box office. It's going to be a great event. They've also got this fan fest going on. They're going to have live bands. They're going to shut down part of First Ave there, and have bands on the street. We're going to be podcasting live as part of the event. And if you are coming from out of town, which, obviously, the University of Minnesota is no longer in it, so most of the fans who come here are going to be traveling, whether it's from Grand Forks, St. Cloud, Duluth, Miami, of Ohio, Denver University, whatever, you're going to want a hotel room. And obviously, there's a wealth of hotel rooms in downtown Minneapolis. As great as a venue as the X was for these events, downtown Minneapolis has got so much more going on, so many more hotel rooms. And if you go to my Twitter account or my Facebook account, you will find a post or a tweet that shows the NCHC Frozen Face-Off coming March 20th, 21st, and where you can go to book discounted hotel rooms, because the NCHC got together with the Chamber of Commerce and the hotels and put together some packages where folks can get a break on hotel rooms. Just tell them you're coming for the NCHC Frozen Face-Off. But you'll see the link on my Twitter account and my Facebook account. Just click on it, and they'll lead you right to discounted hotels, which should be a fantastic, fantastic event.
right, we're back. See, now these are guys with beards who get tush. It's a little different, though. No, they suck. ZZ Top sucks. They really do, but I love this song. I love this song.
Bob.
Well, you know what? Early on, I'm not going to say I went and listened to the early days of ZZ Top, but I remember just being offended by how stupid, like, Sharp Dressed Man and all that shit was. And these guys in beards and trench coats. You know, like, they were like Beverly Hillbillies. They were like rich white trash.
That is what they looked like, yes.
I'm just thinking, you guys are terrible. These songs all sound exactly the same. And I never realized that LaGrange and Tush. A couple of years later, I found out that was ZZ Top. I'm like, well, what the fuck happened to them?
No, I've heard A, that they are remarkable guitar players, and B, that it must be their older stuff before the beards. It's supposed to be fantastic music. I've never heard.
Well, I mean, if you like something like that, I feel like, you know, a little R&B. When I say R&B, I don't think of hip hop. I think of that's what rhythm and blues like Chuck Berry is rhythm and blues.
Oh,
that's
sure.
R&B.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you know, the old riffs, you know. But you know, now R&B is, you know. I don't know. What is it? Rihanna? I don't fucking know.
R&B is now
hip-hop.
It's hip-hop with, but it's not rap. It's a little singing.
But, who am I to say?
R&B now is hip-hop without the rapping.
R&B used to be Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
But, you know, back then.
A little different.
Yeah. But, you know who? God, I just kind of lost my train of thought because
I played Tush because we were going to come back and talk about a certain thing.
Don't you think it's kind of a cool song? If you can just lowbrow it for a second. I mean, you get sometimes people just refuse to acknowledge something because of who it came from.
Oh, absolutely.
I do it all the time. It's like people want to convince me how talented Justin Timberlake is. But that means he's still just bubblegum pop. I don't care how great you think he is. He's not breaking barriers. However, the shit he's done on Saturday Night Live is hilarious.
I mean, I almost respect him more for that.
Motherfuckers or mother lovers or whatever it's called.
Well, and Dick in a Box.
Dick in a Box.
That's probably one of the funniest things I've ever fucking seen.
But my favorite one is the one he didn't do. It was Sandberg and the other guy did Jizz in My Pants. That's
I don't know if I've seen
you've
that
never. Oh, come! It's the best one.
Can't believe I haven't.
We might
seen
have to
that
bump out with Jizz in My Pants. It is hilarious. It's like this knockoff of like this really bad Euro trash dance club music. Like they're in trench coats with coiffed up, gelled hair.
Oh my god!
And it's on YouTube. We're gonna play it coming out.
We'll find it.
It's so funny. And he did this. They're talking about it's got this driving beat. He's talking about picking up this woman in a nightclub and getting all excited. And then he gets to his door. He gets to the door and he fucking blows his load in his pants. And then the next guy meets a girl. Next verse he meets a girl at the grocery station, a grocery store, convenience store at the cash register. He fucking blows his load. And then it just starts getting kind of ridiculous at the end. As if it wasn't to that point, but. It's fucking hilarious. Just YouTube Jizz in My Pants.
Oh,
and the faces they make are hilarious. They'll just be walking down the street and they'll be like crippled with this twitch and look at this look on their face. It's funny.
Sandberg did crush the digital shorts. He was definitely very good.
I think Andy Samberg's hilarious. And even though I've fallen off of it, I will get back to it. I watched like the first half of the first season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. Is it
fucking
good?
hilarious.
It is good? Okay.
And they're no good. I mean, I shouldn't say they're no good, but I mean, you when like finding a good sitcom is like finding a good song on KDWB. I mean, it's needle in a haystack. I mean, when it comes to sitcoms, there's just way too much Tyler Perry wannabeism and you know men dressed up as grandmothers, and it's just not funny. It wasn't funny to begin with. By the way, people out there, it's time that we just stand up and say it. Tyler Perry might be the least funny man in America, and he's fucking rich off of you people. What is wrong with you?
I don't understand.
He's never said or done a humorous thing in his life. It's fucking terrible.
And what's crazy?
And I had to watch all of his movies at the goddamn workhouse, and I couldn't say anything about it because I'd be a racist.
He's actually amazing in Gone Girl. When he plays
like
a serious character, and he's a lawyer.
That's cool.
But I've heard that he played other serious roles, and I don't know if he was any good at it. But he is not funny, people. All.
I can't wait for the
stop buying his comics.
I know. I just can't wait for Medea Takes a Bullet. I mean, that's that. It's the fucking worst bit ever.
There's not nothing. A threat, by the way.
There's nothing. No. There's nothing funny about it. And this man sits on a pile of money. The size of a fucking. I mean, he's just looking down on you and laughing from his pile of money because he's not funny.
How did Oprah discover him or something? How did he become a thing?
But if Oprah says you're a thing, you're a thing.
That's what I mean.
For no reason.
I just don't know if for some reason I feel like they're affiliated. That's the only reason I even think that. I don't know if he wrote a fucking book or something, got in the book club, but I don't know. But he got a pass somehow, or like a deal with the devil. There's something wrong there.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not just making some racial judgment here. I mean, I sat and watched those movies while I was locked up. And when you're locked up, you watch anything and think it's good. I mean,
if there's any entertainment value
when you walk away from a movie and you're in jail, it's a bad movie. I mean, Jesus. can't even make it up. But he's like I said. Whatever. I mean, we're sitting here working for peanuts and looking for table scraps. And this guy's sitting on a pile of money laughing at you. Black, white, he doesn't care. He's just laughing at every one of you. But anyway, I digress. Speaking of funny, boy, this is really a big lane change here. This is not a standalone show. This is part of a network, the Alive and Social Network. And it is, again, it freaks me out, the growth in 4 months. And the network's getting bigger, too. But I mean, what the fuck?
I don't have any. I have something else queued. I can't do many things at once here.
I really do have you spread thinly today, so to speak. But we have a morning show, and it seems a little, unconventional. But everything about podcasting is unconventional.
That's true.
I mean, I know it's podcasting. You listen to it when you want to listen to it. So how dare you tell me we got a morning, blah, blah, blah. But it is. It's a morning show. It's hosted by Rusty Gatenby. And give me the other people's names. I forget them. There's a lot of people.
I'm trying to look at
There's like 17 people.
I don't have the list in front of me right now.
Oh, how embarrassing for both of us.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Here I'm trying to pump up the network and
I have the bit ready. God damn it. Why don't we get that part?
No, it's not your fault.
Rusty Gatenby's show, yes.
In our defense.
And Kelly guest on today.
Well, no, but in our defense, hold on. I'm never, ever above giving my own defense. I mean,
and please defend me here. I'd love that.
Well, when Sean Bernard has added literally 14 shows in 3 months, there's no possible way we can know who everybody is.
And we're always constantly trying to plug them, so we're
trying. We've never met any of them. I mean, maybe a couple of them. There's going to be like an all-station or all-network party or meeting or something.
Coming.
At that point, maybe I'll learn some names if there's name tags. Thank you. See, now you're fine.
We got Rusty.
Rusty Gatenby, who I've known for forever. He's a broadcast professional, funny guy, and a Hollywood insider, and an enormous head with red hair. You can't miss him from a mile. You can see him from the spaceship.
He has trouble getting through doors with that head. Mm-hmm. Local Dirty Curls band leader Courtney McLean. And former Bloomington cop, now comedian Chuck Gollop.
Really? Huh. You quit the force for stand-up comedy? That's ballsy.
Well, I guess if you're good.
Yeah, that's really cool. Talking about following you. I mean, I consider myself to be a reasonably funny guy, but stand-up scares the shit. I would never know. There wouldn't be...
I've thought about trying it.
But you're not that funny.
Well, no, but you have to write it. I mean, have you ever heard anything I've written? Because I've never written anything.
I'm just kidding.
But ripping off the cuff and writing stand-up comedy are two very different things, too.
They are. We've talked about
what we're doing is basically improv. That's very different than actually writing it and being able to hit it right and torquing it every night and tweaking it. Yeah.
And but the thought of it scares the shit out of me. And I mean, I've done radio for 15 years. I've been on the air and
you've done it live in front of audiences.
Yeah, we've done it live in front of audiences. Help. We had some crazy. The day after the election, when Jesse beat Humphrey, we were at the Censors in Bloomington, and because we were hosting his time slot.
Was that 98?
Yeah, I mean that's how we got our show. I mean we were his fill-in. So I mean he had so much momentum and there was so much enthusiasm for his winning the election. And this is Wednesday, the day after the election. We're at Censors, and I mean you can't get in. I mean, it had to be. I mean, people couldn't move. I mean, it was line out the door, and Jesse was there. I mean, it was as electric and pumped up as a place I've ever been in front of. But if I stood in front of the little room we got downstairs for the music venue, if I stood in front of 3 people down there, I'd shit myself. I mean, first time like stand up. So anybody who does stand up, anybody does it well. It's got my utmost respect. I've been really surprised to find out how again, much like sitcoms, how little quality stand up there is out there. I mean, there's.
I just watched Aziz Ansari's new one.
He's not good.
It sucked.
He's terrible.
I shut up after 10 minutes.
And the thing is,
I actually liked his first one. I think
I like
not his second.
I like him in movies. I like him in Parks and Rec. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic in both venues. What was he in? Wasn't he with Sandberg in that movie where he was a pizza delivery guy? Sandberg was a pizza delivery guy, and they put a bomb on his chest. 30 Minutes or Less, I think it was called.
Never seen it.
I think it was Sandberg and Aziz. It was just fun. They're both great. He's good in movies. He's good on TV. He's not good in stand-up. Mm-hmm. He's not. Who else I think is really funny in everything he does? And I couldn't wait to see a stand-up, and he sucked.
Who?
Oswald Patton. Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt.
The little troll dude.
He's good in smaller doses,
yes,
I think, is what
but he is not fun. And you know who really disappointed me? The first time I saw one of his stand-up things on Netflix was Louis C.K.
What?
Now
you're out of your fucking mind.
No, but
I've seen him live. I've seen every one of his live stand-ups.
Do you like his show?
Oh, I love his show.
The show is great.
Well, they're very different. That's true. They're definitely different, but holy shit. No, he is actually, I think he's number one right now in the world. I mean, he is the top stand-up in the world.
You know who's the best stand-up? I'll tell you right now who the best stand-up in the world is. Bill Burr. Bill Burr's
awesome.
Bill Burr's fucking awesome.
And his last Netflix special was
fucking awesome. And then my buddy Jason Lindsay turned me on to this other guy on Netflix he's fucking hilarious. And now his name's escaping me. He does the Beer Hall Putsch is his deal. And God, he's so fucking funny. He talks really slow, like he's kind of drunk a little bit. But I'll come up with it.
Because I will tell you too, the other guy from Parks and Rec that plays Ron, it was not funny either.
No, and he's great. That really bummed me out because I guess his character, Ron Swanson, was one of the best characters I've ever seen in a sitcom.
Yes.
I mean, for those who don't know, he's like this dyed-in-the-wool man's man, libertarian, living he's
works for the government but hates the government.
Yes, he basically works there to slow it down and stop.
Yes.
He's a half step away from being the Unabomber. I mean, he's libertarian, just hates
hides his money, buries his money and shit.
He's got gold everywhere. And he's just he eats tremendous amounts of steak and eggs and
meat on meat.
Yep, and he loves brown-haired women. I bet he's like a man's man.
What are their names always?
Tammy. But my understanding was that the character is based on his stand-up. So when his bit came out on Netflix, and I watched it, I thought it was fucking awful.
So bad.
But I guess
disappointing.
I guess it tells you just that the shit's not easy.
It's so hard.
But then maybe it's not, because these guys suck and they're on Netflix. I mean, fuck. How good do you have to be?
Well, no, I think what is so like. Did you like Dane Cook? Were you ever a Dane Cook fan?
I have complete ignorance. I've never seen a stand-up.
Okay, well, thank God for you. I watched Vicious Circle, which I think is his #1 selling one ever, and I sat there going, this guy's fucking selling out the Madison Square Garden. Like,
are you serious?
Is this possible?
Somebody sold a stand-up?
Yeah, he can sell it. Well, Aziz that was at Madison Square Garden.
There's shit to do in New York, people.
But no, I know. Dane Cook is the least funny person. I mean, seriously,
wow.
in an entire. And I gave him the whole hour because I was really like, why does everybody love this guy?
Yeah.
I chuckled twice. I went like twice. I mean, that was it.
And by the way, Louis C.K. great in his brief role in Parks and Rec. There's a slow-witted cop who loved Leslie.
He's a good actor.
He's fucking hilarious.
Actually, he's just a good actor.
Oh, he's fucking hilarious on that show. And then when he came back and tried to get her back, he fucking handcuffed the dude in the bathroom. Anyway, we're getting a little inside, but
man.
But anyway, how did we get on this? Because of the morning show? But
we got to the morning show somehow.
We have
this from the morning show.
We do have a morning show here, and it is. You give me the names one more time? We got Rusty Gatenby.
Courtney McLean and Chuck Gollop.
Courtney McLean sounds like either like she like a pro athlete or a rapper's bitch.
Or she was in Die Hard as Bruce Willis's wife.
Well, see, there's a lot of possibilities. But anyway, I had no idea what the bit was. I still don't, because we're going in on this raw. But there's this really horseshit book written by Tina Nass. And Tina, if you can hear me, I don't give a fuck, because it's a horseshit book. It's called "It Will Always Be You." It's just a goddamn wannabe.
By the way, I think she's their guest on Friday.
No way.
I'm not.
Oh shit. I mean,
by the way, I don't think she's going to hear this, but
it's a 50 Shades of Grey wannabe, and it's just I just don't understand that.
You know what? I don't think when she wrote the book that she was looking for you in her core audience.
Well, okay.
I really don't think she was looking for you.
It's just a romance novel.
No, you don't have to backpedal. Fuck it. You don't have to like the book.
No, it's just a trashy romance novel. And Rusty wanted me to read some passages out of it. From the character's part that I was kind of reading through was a female. A really slutty one, though, so it was kind of cool. But I mean, nonetheless, if I was going to be a female, I'd be a slutty one. But the bottom line on this thing was that, number one, it sure showed me how stupid these books are. Well, I mean, don't women understand that you can just fucking go to the internet or go to Cinemax? You don't have to read this kind of stuff. It's right there for you.
Free porn everywhere.
It is not 1952, all right? Get your fucking ass on Cinemax, go sit in front of the computer, and stop reading shit like this. But anyway, I've read these excerpts, and they were going to be part of a wacky morning show bit. And I did not get up and listen to it. I was sound asleep while they were doing this live. And I thought, you know what? Let's just go ahead and listen to it raw. This from the Twin Cities hit show featuring Rusty Gatenby, Courtney McLean, and give me the third guy's name. The cop.
Yeah, we keep forgetting the cop. Chuck Gollop.
Chuck Gollop. Go.
Is it Chuck Gollop or Gollop?
Gollop. Yeah, it's Gollop. No, it's Gollop.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. Here we go.
Jeff Dubay, the sports guy, reading excerpts from "It Will Always Be You"
by Tina Nass.
The sports guy.
Hello? Okay, so just start anytime?
Are these hot?
All three parts? Or just the first part? All right. 3, 2, and 1.
Here I go.
Within seconds, he has me backed up.
Yes.
Tucked between him and my open car door. His mouth is on mine, and his hand disappears into my black work pants and deep down into panties. Time out. This is a woman's part.
They didn't tell me that going in. There's another one.
But the problem is, Rusty's not funny, so I'm going to come off like an idiot.
I'm sorry, Rusty.
Thanks.
I'm sorry you're not funny. Oh, I love you, Rusty.
Take two. Should I read it in a woman's voice?
I always have a women's voice. When am I going to get a man's voice?
Like in a falsetto woman's voice?
My testicles are above my stomach.
Oh, God. This can't end well. All right, I'll just do it.
I got saggy old man balls, actually.
Within seconds, he has me backed up, tucked between him and my open car door. His mouth is on mine, and his hand disappears into my black work pants and deep down into my panties.
This is getting McGovern hot right now. You're getting hot,
He bites down on the lower lip.
I got a happy.
Moments ago, used to get him going.
Sit over there.
I can. His fingers dip into my sex, and he moans as he does.
That doesn't make sense.
No. You weren't kidding. You weren't kidding. He whispers in my ear.
Yeah, they say
I'm
whispers.
surprised as he withdraws his hand.
Withdraws.
That it only touched me a moment.
That was enough.
Surprised, he grins devilishly. And then he brings his fingers up to his mouth.
Gross. Did you say that?
Sucks one, then the other. What I'm doing to you right now tastes delicious.
What's wrong with these
My
people?
knees feel like limp noodles. This is the
Not my
single most
knees.
sexy thing I've ever experienced.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, reading this
part one.
shitty book.
Jesus Christ, I don't think you fucking dinner.
I might...
And by the way, if Rusty, if you hear this, you're funny. You know, I'm just... All right. It is. Weird.
Part 2.
All right. Part 2.
Yep.
I'm hoping it's a little less gay.
Part 3's coming up
Not that
next.
there's a- All right, Marshall. I'm sitting here on my bed in my black lace panties
Oh, yeah.
with nothing but a candle lighting my way and your board.
Oh, step up,
My
Mike.
voice quivers with big beach. I want to touch you.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to rub your hand over your stomach.
Please.
Now slowly run your hand up to your sweet pink nipple.
What?
I do as I'm told. A long, easy moan fills my room. Oh, Beth, I loved that sound. I keep working over my breasts, one at a time. I mean, how else? Roll each one between your fingers now. How does it feel? Oh, Marshall, it feels so damn good. Now I want your hand to travel down to your inner thighs. Touch your fingers lightly over them, and imagine I'm kissing everywhere you touch. My hand keeps skimming softly up and down my thighs, while behind my closed lids, I imagine the view of the top of his head moving all around my body. I can't stand it anymore. I want to taste you. I want to taste you. My mouth is watering for your taste. And I want you to slowly roll your panties off.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I do as I'm told, and the warmth of his
Always.
desire and mine fully engulfs me. Now, touch yourself and tell me exactly how this feels.
Why is Kelly Guest laughing at me? Stop it, Kelly.
The whole time.
As are mine. I really have to say this. I'm so wet, Marshall. Put me on speakerphone, Beth, because I want you to use both hands. Use both hands.
I have to use both hands. Suck on that, Rusty.
And lay the phone down on the pillow next to me. Marshall, I so badly want to touch you. Oh. All right. All right. As soon as you have both hands working, one hand on your soft,
What does that mean?
sweet
What,
wetness,
he's taking cripple?
and the other hand on your breasts.
Hey, yeah.
Massaging them
Oh,
and rolling your nipples, of course, again.
that sounds like it would hurt.
One at a time.
That sounds like it would hurt.
I like how you say rolling your nipples.
Roll really loudly now.
Don't.
Take your pants off, I demand.
For future reference, people, don't ever touch my nipples.
Okay, he agrees. I keep my solo dance.
Solo.
I keep up my solo
Oh,
dance.
damn right.
As he does. Don't touch yourself yet. I would be rubbing my hands along your
Fair
all
warning.
your sexy abs.
Fair warning.
And that's what I want you
Did I
to
say
do.
sexy abs or
I'm
sexy ass?
nearing
I think
climax.
ass.
As are the listeners.
I think it was abs.
Stop. Don't stop, Beth. How the
Sexy
heck
abs.
does
It's like a
he
Dick
know?
Enrico commercial.
Low point. And I've been arrested for drug possession.
Is it over? I hope it's over.
It's getting there.
Do you want a cigarette? I don't
Part
smoke.
3.
Oh, no.
Oh, we just got to part 3.
All right, let's keep going. No, it's great.
It's embarrassing that I'm getting turned on.
I wasn't. I wasn't
I
at all.
hope you
I
weren't.
faked it.
I got to
You're
wet the
used to
whistle.
that.
Jesus Christ.
Don't forget I'm moist and wet.
I hope Tina Ness never gets laid. Ever.
All right, here we go.
I'm guessing.
He rises from the bed
Uh-huh.
and very subtly adjusts himself.
Yeah. It's the best way to do it.
Clearly needing to be removed of his
You should go get
restrictive
another beer,
attire.
dude.
He takes a hold of my hip.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's left.
His touch sends an electrical current through to every one of my nerves.
Still tingles.
As they quake with delight.
Still
God damn, woman. You're so fucking sexy. These words of appreciation.
Do people really talk like
play
that?
over and over again in my head.
I bet the lumber sexuals
As he
do.
runs his hands over my ultra-sensitive.
Over my stupid 27-year-old 5-foot beard.
I begin to work at removing
Remove my beard.
But it doesn't stop for him, or it doesn't stop him from touching me every second he can. And once I've
Can you blame him?
freedom from every last article of clothes, including those lucky cotton briefs,
Yeah, baby.
he lowers me gently to the bed.
Oh, yeah.
I reach.
Gonna
the
do
glorious
it.
Beast, are you?
Is
I
what?
reach for the glorious beast.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did Tina Ness really write that?
I told you I
Shame.
wanted
Tina Ness, shame on you.
more of you. You need to let me do that first. My restraint may not be as impressive as I'd like it to be after that little show you just put on.
I reached for his
laughed.
glorious beast.
So you liked it then?
Fucking kidding me?
Oh, he shakes his head.
Piece of shit.
You have no idea how much I liked it. But let me try and show you. Close your eyes. You can really focus on feeling me. His mouth starts at my neck. Well, the tips of his fingers
Not his
trace
finger.
slowly over my body and up and down the side of my ribs. It's unlike any sensation I've ever felt.
Does this turn you on?
It's almost a tickle, but not one that makes you laugh.
Does this arouse people?
It's erotic.
Maybe not. I'm not reading it.
Waking up
Well,
every inch of
your reading
skin
is
that he brushes over.
something else.
Feeling my own skin
Oh,
for
yeah.
the first time.
Oh, the first time.
People who read this, by the way, just get Cinemax. This is fucking ridiculous. Every last little touch sends a very clear message to my sex.
Sean Hill? If I could say Sean Hill?
Dance
What
over
the
my
fuck?
collarbone
Sean Hill?
and continue a path down the very middle
Breaking
of my
news.
touching
Well, I
every
get
inch
felt up in a
except
book.
my nipples that are so tense with arousal.
Oh, yeah. No, that's Sean Hill. I'm excited about Sean
It
Hill.
may be too much to have them touch.
Sean Hill.
Nipping softly at the flesh of my belly.
Nipping?
He starts
Oh.
to glide his fingers over.
He
each
didn't mean
one.
that. He didn't mean nippy.
It takes every bit of my restraint to keep
So read
from
this shit.
fucking my hip as he does. I feel the sweat begin to beat up on my temples and my neck.
I'm going to
As
pick
the
it. Tina
tantalizing
Ness's
stimulation
appearance.
continues.
I'm going to be outside with a sign.
Down
Jumping
my
on the
body.
sidewalk.
Well, his teasing fingers, I'm never going to forgive Rusty for this, glide over each of my hips and thighs.
Oh, yeah.
Arousing each nerve under his tender touch. Oh, baby, he moans.
Oh, yes, he
and
does.
I open my
Oh, it
eyes
should've
only
been,
to
"Oh, baby."
see that wide, naughty grin. I could never get tired of seeing how wet I can make you. God, that was the worst thing I've ever had to do in my life. How can people read that shit?
Thank you.
Wow.
All right, I think that was it.
You know what? We're back, kind of. I'll tell you this. You don't... I don't know how much of a book you need to read to know that it's garbage. But when you read the words glorious beast and know that he's referring to somebody's dick or she's referring to somebody's dick, that's it. I mean, Tina Ness, are you fucking kidding me? Did you really call I reached for his glorious beast? That's like something that's in an Austin Powers movie. Are you fucking kidding me? You must never get laid. And if you are, it's with some goofball lumbersexual 26-year-old with an 80-year-old beard. Jesus Christ.
Hold on. We're Googling her. What if she's
no, she's
super
right here.
hot?
No, she's right here, dude. Look at the book.
What is it? Oh,
She's not super hot. She's not ugly, but she's the average. But
she gets laid.
but
But
she
not
gets-
enough.
Oh,
Obviously.
she goes
Not
out and
nearly enough.
she goes out and gets some beast. She knows where to go to get the beast.
She gets her hands on the beast.
Jesus Christ. On that note, we got to take a break and regroup.
Oh.
You can go get another beer. I can bring me something back. I'm going off the wagon.
What are you drinking tonight, Jason?
The Minnesota Pubcast with Jason and Molly.
I'm drinking a Liftbridge Hop Dish.
It's Pub Talk from a Minnesotan perspective.
I'm always really proud of where I'm from. I'm super proud of Minnesota, and I think Minneapolis is awesome. I think St. Paul is awesome. I think they're a really awesome cultural epicenter.
With great local guests.
So the other voice you hear in the room today is Jerry Fagerberg from the City Pages. Talk about the official Minnesota Tall Boy, which your piece is on the cover of the City Pages today.
It is on the cover, came out today.
Talking movies.
All right, you saw Boyhood. I need to hear what you thought.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Wow.
Sports.
A guy who was undrafted knew what was coming.
And everything else you talk about at the pub.
Let's not pretend like we know what we're talking about.
Well, what do you think I do every show?
The Minnesota Pubcast with Jason McGovern and Molly Burke. Listen at mnpubcast.com or subscribe on iTunes.
We want to just find meaning in life.
Hi, I'm Terry Daniel, and I've been a voice actor in Minneapolis for over 2 decades now. How often are you getting compliments on your voice? Now is the time to do something about it. If you're interested in getting into voiceovers, please contact me via my website at universalvoicetalent.com.
ESPN. Come on, ESPN. ESPN, where are you? Where are you when I need ESPN? No, I don't mean 1500. I mean the real ESPN. Not the Hubbard ESPN. Yeah, the Disney ESPN. Damn right. Cocaine Eyes, Mick. God, I miss the song. We never play this song anymore. It's a cool song.
I love it.
It is very cool. I still dig the dude who just kind of walks in the studio and goes, hey, Big Jagger, Big Jagger. I mean, this feels spontaneous. Right. We're looking at all this other stuff going on with NFL free agency. This whole system is kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about it. The negotiation period. They should do this at bars. You should have like the first few hours where you can't take anybody home, but you can just kind of kick the tires. And then it's not like they ring a bell like at midnight. It's like, okay, anybody if you got any deals done, you got anybody signed up, you go ahead and announce your deal, head home.
I've never done it, but that sounds like speed dating or something.
Oh, well,
you go around and then at the end you can finally take somebody home.
Well, no, what speed dating is you go around and at the end then you found somebody who's going to aggravate you for the next 6 months. I mean, this is more like this is more like somebody you're going to fucking buy.
Be the exact same.
Well, this is somebody you're going to get a cab for in a few hours. It's a little different.
I see.
But excuse me, I've got a cough.
Wow.
At least I didn't get it on the foamy thing. I mean, there's some shit on the foamy thing on the microphone when I'm doing a show. I'm not proud of it.
Yeah, for all of those that do the show, Jeff's on mic too.
So there should be like a thing of Lysol because I'm always sick too.
Honestly, Mike, Jimmy should be cleaned often.
That's what they're called. I thought they were.
I always call them that.
I just thought they were Nerf things.
Mike condoms.
Do you think Fred Cox invented these? Do you know who Fred Cox is? He was a kicker for the Vikings in the 70s. He went to all their Super Bowl teams, and he invented the Nerf ball. I mean,
no way.
Yes.
How much money did he make off of that? Or did he somehow screw up and sell the pen?
Well, no, I heard he did well, and I'm glad he did because, I mean, I don't know at what point he bailed. Or cashed out would be a better way to put it.
Yeah.
But because I mean, I'm not sure the Nerf ball is really even much of the product line anymore. There's Nerf guns with the Nerf darts. And
but I mean, just the product line that it's set out to make eventually is it went for way more than a football or a tennis ball.
When I was a kid, I mean, the Nerf ball was okay. But if you wanted to play some ball, you got to fucking hit some ball. I mean, there was no. I mean, a Nerf ball was made out of foam.
Right, and as soon as it got wet, done.
Well, as soon as the wind blew, it's like, okay, we're going to go to the ground game at this point, boys.
But later on, they had that cool one that was like shaped differently and it was a harder material.
Well, it was like plastic interwoven with foam.
Yes, and it was like made to be thrown as a spiral.
It was a fucking missile. Yeah, it was cool. Yes. But an Itza ball was just a very bouncy, rubbery, inflatable football.
Oh, I remember those. Yes,
it came. Like basically maybe half to 2/3 inflated, but very usable. But it gave you the liberty to take that thing up. I mean, if you pumped it up, it started looking like a basketball. And but you could make it as bouncy or as unpredictable as you wanted. I mean, for pickup games in the park.
Yep.
I mean, like live fumbles and chip ball. I mean, it's a ball. You could kick it a mile. It was just a real bouncy, spongy ball. So, I mean, Fred Cox's Nerf ball, at least in my neighborhood, in my circles, it got pissed on by the Itza. But, I mean, it became, obviously, a far greater brand. And congratulations, Fred Cox. And now he protects the microphones from people like me, I would assume. But well done, Fred. Well done. NFL. God damn it. I was getting bad. I just got...
Well, I know something else just came up, but we've never talked about the fact that we got rid of Castle, I don't think. And I think that sucks.
Oh,
I wanted to keep Castle. I mean, having two...
I don't understand it.
...quality quarterbacks is something that you can't...
Unless
in this league, how do you give that up?
Well, I wonder if they did it kind of as a favor to him. I mean...
but you owe him a favor in a business? I don't know.
You don't, but a guy at the end of his career wants a chance to start. And I don't know. The one thing we always heard about him is that he's not one of these bitches. I mean, Jeff George, when he was back in the day when Jeff George was the starting quarterback of the Vikings back in '99, he was a guest on the PA Dubay show every week. I mean, there's a guy who just didn't give a shit about offending people. He would tell you it exactly like it is. And he said that he'd been in all kinds of situations and how important it is to have the right backup, because he said you got to have a guy who understands his role and know that he's got to know that he's there in a supporting role of you, and that he's helping to groom you if he's older, that kind of a thing. He can't be petty, and that's when Jeff George coined the term slappy, because you can't just have. But the other thing that always happens is you wind up being a starting quarterback, and the guy behind you is some fucking slappy trying to get your job, and that's where we got the slappy, because he says there's all kinds of guys who will slap you on the back and be picking your pocket, as the common man would say. And that's the kind of guy Jeff George is talking about. He's like, this guy be your best friend behind the scenes. He's trying to get your job. So you always have to have the right situation. And I was, everything we ever heard about Matt Castle was he's that guy. I mean, he step aside for Ponder or whatever, for Bridgewater, do what he can to help out the kid. But I mean, there comes a point, you want the guy to finish his career with a chance to play. And in Buffalo, if they could get some decent quarterback play, it could be a team that could put. I mean, there are very few teams that are a long way from being a playoff team. Everyone's always a piece or two, to be honest with you. I mean,
and I totally understand that, and that is true. The Bills could be very good with him, but God, is there a job that you can think of that would be better than backup quarterback? I mean, and you do. I mean, he got hurt week 2 last week. I mean, if Teddy got hurt, he still could play, but backup quarterback has got to be one of the greatest jobs in the world.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, boy, let's.
And what was he making? I mean, he still had to be getting a good chunk.
That is a good gig. That is good. What do you think about? Like somebody like David Ortiz as a DH. I mean, that's a pretty good gig.
Yes.
I mean, he's in the clubhouse,
but more pressure.
Well, yeah. He has some expectations. But I mean, I've seen how DHs roll, and closers too, for that matter. Jeff Reardon, he was the coolest ever. Jeff Reardon, I mean, it'd be the 6th inning of the game, and he's in the clubhouse with his shirt off, getting a back rub and smoking a cigarette. It is this is the best ever. Then we finally had to get those hotel ashtrays that set up like 3 feet off the ground. We had to finally put one in his locker. I mean, he's just pounding at the middle of the game. He's pounding nails, and he's just the coolest, most unflappable. I love Jeff Reardon to death. He's the fucking greatest. God, do I miss that guy?
What does he do to these days? Is he doing radio or TV or anything anywhere?
He recently had some family tragedy the last couple of years. Okay. With an untimely illness or death of a family member. Really, and I feel terrible that the details in my mind, but it was a heart-wrenching thing. But his gig was just the best ever. But he's fucking great at it.
But Perk's got a good job now too. Yeah, Glenn Perkins definitely got a good job.
But I mean, that's how David thinks out for. And David Ortiz, I guarantee, is upstairs eating fucking Subway between at bats. I mean, guy, who was it for the Mets who was smoking a cigarette because they thought the World Series? Keith Hernandez was having a cigarette and a beer during Game 6 of the World Series because he thought it was over. Now I'll say this: he's considering he's like this veteran, cornerstone clubhouse guy. He should be in the fucking in the dugout when the fucking World Series ends. I mean, be there for your fucking boys.
Yeah.
He's not upstairs eating a fucking cigarette, being a bitch, or drinking a cigarette, or smoking a cigarette, being a bitch. But it's just baseball's a weird sport. I mean, people are not just down on the bench and all, or like on the sidelines for basketball, football, hockey. I mean, baseball players are doing all kinds of shit during games. I mean,
no, it's very weird because you've got the pitchers separated from the rest of the team anyway, and then you can go down in batting cages and go look at film and.
That's
crazy. The strangest, and I don't think.
Chili Davis would look at every at bat. He'd have his at bat
right afterward.
He'd go right upstairs and watch it. But I mean, that's a guy.
That's the benefit of being a DH too, I suppose.
No, but the man was a student. I mean, sometimes they had to just. I mean, he was a scientist. I mean, he's a hitting scientist. And there are times they had to pull back and say, Chili.
I was gonna say, is he overthinking it a little bit at some point? Kind of like Tiger on his swing.
And Chili is an extraordinarily streaky hitter. When he got going, you could not get him out. I mean, right-handed, left-handed, power from both sides. You did not want to face it. But he got in a funk. He'd overthink it, and he'd watch tons of film, and they'd have to fucking lock up the film room and make him go home. But I mean, baseball's a cool. Baseball's a tough gig. I mean, these guys are it is the ages where you're getting married, you got kids, and you are gone. I mean, gone from February to September. I mean, and so what are your choices? You're away from your family,
until the kids get to summer vacation, or you drag them out of school and put them in school here for the last couple of months of their school. I mean, it's fucking brutal. I mean, it really is. Crimea River, they make a lot of money. But you know what? If you're a 25-year-old guy and you're married, and you've been married for a couple of years, and you got a baby at home, or let's say you've been married for 5 years and you got a 4-year-old son at home, and then I guess 4-year-old son you'd bring with, but I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Look at Jordan Leopold with hockey, and that's nothing like baseball.
No,
so yeah,
no, that's 3 games a week, not 6 or 7. I mean,
and it's 6 months, not 9.
Yeah, I mean, with spring training, I mean, the baseball season baseball is just a grind. It's a serious grind. And people, people talk about, how could you be tired? You're playing baseball. You're standing around, then you swing a bat a few times. Dude, I mean, it's so fucking hard to stay healthy from February to September without. I mean, whatever. I mean, you've played, fucking around baseball, sandlot baseball, little league baseball, maybe a little softball. Guys play softball. They're a different breed, a little weird sometimes. Take it a little seriously.
Unless it's beer league, yes.
But anybody who's played softball knows what I'm talking about. Where you go out, let's say you show up a little late, and you just got to run out there, and somebody hits you a fly ball, and you got to get up and hump it to the fucking home.
Tweak that hammy quick.
All of a sudden, I mean, how many throws does it take for your elbow throw?
Oh, yeah,
It takes nothing for your elbow. Now, granted, major league players take care of themselves better than that. They get loose. They don't just show up and start fucking humping it up there. But
no, but think about it. You're active every day for 9 months, whereas you and I, if we're active twice a month, you get sore. And
I'm active every time I'm talking to a microphone. You've seen
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but I mean,
trust me, I've got my own cardio program. If you know what I'm saying. But anyway.
I think there is something too that is just wear and tear on your body. I know it's just baseball, and I know they just run around the bases, but there's something to
outside and fucking polyester every day in 90-degree heat. I mean, you get worn down. I mean, poor baby. Trust me.
Right. There's no tears coming down my cheek for them, but
one thing I've noticed lately is, obviously athletes, the locker room mentality. It's you guys sit around shooting the shit like this, say what they want, what's on their mind. And some of these little sayings that are kind of sexual references are sneaking into interviews, and people aren't picking them up.
Like what?
Okay. Stelly, the bullpen coach, Rick Stelmazik, did a TV interview where he used the term dry hump. Because a dry hump, you know what a dry hump is?
Yeah.
You fuck, but you don't get off.
Right, but what was he using this?
A dry hump in baseball is a guy getting up to warm up and not getting into the game. You can only get the Twins.
That's brilliant.
The Twins have a policy, or with TK, then I'm sure they still do. No guy gets more than 2 dry humps a game. If you get up and sit down, then get up and then sit down. And you're not in the game. You're shut down. 2 dry humps. That's it. And he used that in a fucking TV interview. We're in the clubhouse. The place just fucking fell over laughing.
I love that.
There was I think it was Kyle Rao 2 weeks ago, talking about Leon Bristead and an assist he had in the game where he set up a goal where he said, quote, he worked his bag off.
He did not.
He worked his bag off, and they put it word for word in the Star Tribune. I'm like, do you know what that means?
Right. What other bag is he referring to, do you think, people?
You might want to fucking paraphrase it or put a laugh.
Jesus.
I mean, you can't put he worked his bag off.
Can we put a sick in there and put scrotum or something? Or Jesus.
I just think people who are editing TV interviews or writing for papers, you got to know when somebody slips something like a sexual innuendo in on you, because athletes got potty mouths. I mean,
or maybe that's cool that we're just letting it through now. I think that's awesome.
I think they're fine. Like I think any reference to bag is fucking hilarious. Dude, he's busting his bag. Look at him working his bag. I think it's a fucking great reference.
Especially what a college kid's saying in an interview.
Yeah, but Colorado's pretty cool. But I mean, to say the guy's over there working his bag off. It was like if he's an 18-year-old freshman from Sweden, he probably appreciated the bag reference.
Yes.
But I mean, there was who was it? It started kind of a little bit of an uproar. It was a Super Bowl interview in a locker room where somebody said "fuck." But that's not even trying to be subtle. But I mean, they had no delay.
Oh, you know what? Now that you say that, though, that just reminded me. It was kind of a non sequitur here, but the high school hockey tournament. I heard a ref on TV on 45 say, fuck yeah, at one of the kids.
You do hear shit like that,
and I'm just going, what did the kid have to say to you to get you to swear at him? He's a kid. He's 17,
right.
18 years old.
That is weird.
But I'm saying, I wonder if the kid was like, that's completely fucking bullshit. And then he was like, oh, no, it's okay. And I also was going, so do they have that kind of back and forth in high school?
Well, this is on a professional level, so it's not, along the same lines what you're just talking about. But I used to watch Wolves games wondering about what kind of delay, if any, they would use, on what the action is going on in the court, because Garnett just...
I mean, you could hear him from the fucking top row, motherfucker. Especially if he's going against Duncan. I mean, he would make Richard Pryor blush. I mean,
wow.
I mean, and if you got a camera that was close enough, you could read every fucking word of his lips. I mean,
they avoided KG's lips.
They had
the time,
to.
Yeah.
And let me just state, I'm not offended by it. I mean, you see people hear me swear on the show on a regular basis. I mean, I'm not offended by language. I think people are.
There are kids in the third row. Though.
Well, yeah, okay.
That's the only thing about
correct,
that.
and watching on TV. I mean, that's that to me. That is the exception.
And to me, the protection for the kids on the TV side is the TV. That to me, that's FSN's responsibility to make sure that that's not put out there. But that's KG's responsibility when it's a third row kid. That's where it's the Wolves and it's the KG and it's whoever the athlete is to me.
But that's kind of an interesting topic because. I mean, if that's part of a guy's game, does he have to worry about Billy Joe or little Bobby Sue in the second row? I mean, that's not kid ourselves. I mean, the intimidation and the shit talk, and I mean that's part of some guy's game. I mean,
that's true. But then maybe
that's his crap.
Yeah, okay, you know what?
Maybe like somebody coming in here telling me how to do my show.
No, I agree. Actually, let me take that a step
That's
farther.
tough.
Let's go all the way to the responsibility. That responsibility is on the parent.
Yes,
because you're bringing the kid there. So either you tell the kid, look, KG's got a terrible mouth. You don't talk like that, or you don't bring your kid. So
it's
on the
start
parent.
Talking to your kid like that. Hey, toughen up, you little pussy.
Fuck over here, motherfucker.
Well, that'd be great. Hey, Daddy, what do you say? Shut the fuck up and watch a game. Just toughen up. Do you have anything in that bag of yours, you little fucking pussy? I mean, just toughen him up. Just get him going. He'll be ahead of the curve. He'll be grateful for it.
Might be the best thing that ever happened to the kid.
All right, tomorrow we are at Bennett's Chop and Rail House. It's on West 7th.
What are we doing tomorrow? There's a special little deal we got going tomorrow.
We need people to come down in person. Now, podcasting, the number one most, I think, what was the way to put this? I just think that the most appealing thing about a podcast is that it's there when you want it.
On demand.
Rather than opposed to when it's on. It's your schedule, not ours. So it's not built to drive a live audience. I mean, it is what it is. We're not going to be at Bennett's Chop and Rail House Thursday at 7, but if you want to listen to the show Thursday at 7, please knock yourselves out. But from time to time, we try to throw together a little something to draw people into a location because, it's all about the dollar. But Bennett's is so fucking good. I know.
No, it's not going to be hard to get people to want to come.
What am I going to get tomorrow? Fuck, I haven't even thought about that.
Well, you're always going to get that salad that comes before your meal.
I'm going to go back. Get that. I'm going back to that sirloin, that baseball sirloin I had. Oh, so fucking good. But anyway, I digress.
Sirloin's like 4 inches thick.
It looks like a little fillet. It's fucking so good.
Unreal.
Yeah, and it melts in your mouth. But anyway, I digress once again. Tomorrow we're trying to go against we're swimming upstream in the world of podcasting and trying to drive a live audience. 5 o'clock, Bennett's Chop and Rail House, giving away tickets to the Wild, to a game that's, a week or two off into the future.
I did not see a date of the Wild game.
I'm not sure what the game is.
There's only 16 left or something, so that means, 8 home games probably.
So but you're going to wind up, not tomorrow, you have to be there tomorrow. You have to be there tomorrow to qualify and to win. But if you do win, sometime in the next couple of weeks, you're going to a Wild game, you're getting free dinner at Bennett's, the ride down to the game, right up West 7th, dropped off, not have to worry about parking. And Bennett's, any place that calls themselves a chop house or has the word chop in the title, you better know you're going to get a fucking dynamite meal, like a big steak. I mean, I might get the pork chops tomorrow. It's a carnivore's dream.
If you can't make it down there tomorrow, just go anyway and tell them that you heard about it on the Dubay show because it's awesome.
Yep. Say hi to Joe. Joe's the owner, Joe Bennett, and he is from Duluth. And he is a hockey guy, and he loves himself some Bulldogs. He and Scott Sandlin are tight. UMD has team dinners there. I mean, when they're in town for tournaments, and he's going to have them there, God willing, in a couple weeks when they're down here for the NCHC Frozen Face-Off, which, by the way, March 20th and 21st at Target Center. 1-888-9-AXS-TIX. AXS-TIX. Go to TargetCenter.com, the Target Center box office. College hockey's best conference will give you college hockey's best tournament. You are going to see North Dakota. You are going to see Duluth. I believe you're going to see Miami. And if you don't see Duluth, you're going to see Denver in their place. But you are going to see 4 teams that are going to the NCAA tournament. You're going to see 4 teams that can win the NCAA tournament, and you're going to have some. Hopefully, if we get St. Cloud, Duluth, you're going to have some rabid fan bases. Because I promise you, North Dakota's going to be here, and I promise you, the Rubes will be here in force, wearing their green and their black. So it's going to be a hell of an event. We're going to be doing a show Saturday from Kieran's, I believe, Saturday the 21st, the championship day. And there's Fan Fest, there's drinking, there's, that's that shit I read earlier.
From your favorite author?
I bet you there'll be some grabbing of the beast. People be going for the beast. at the Frozen Face-Off. NCHC. And, oh, by the way, tomorrow, Josh Fenton, the commissioner of the league, is our guest. Josh
nice.
Fenton.
And both of the boys that are normally on Wild Wednesday will be there, right?
Well, of course.
Right.
Yeah, man,
never want to forget
them. And the majority of the show will be, as it always is, about the Wild and the NHL. But we will, as we have been lately, opening the show with some college hockey talk. And, we're going to talk to a commissioner of a league that's existed for 2 years and what it was like putting this thing together and getting it going. So it'll be a good time. Thanks to Jason McGovern. Thanks to everybody who listens. Check us out on the Alive and Social Network, aliveandsocial.com. You can hear us on iTunes, iHeartRadio. If you can't find us, you wouldn't be hearing me right now.